Welcome back. Before we get to the business, some sad news just in ahead of this long Christmas weekend. Two St. Philip families lost their homes this evening when both dwellings at Caveland Dam and Valley were burnt to the ground. The homes, which were beside each other, caught fire around 3:30, leaving 8 people homeless, including a baby girl. MP for the area, Adriel Brathwaite, was on the scene and met with both families in an effort to arrange assistance. The families will seek refuge with other family members and friends tonight, but they lost everything. The cause of the fire is yet to be determined. Now to our business news. The Caribbean's first wax museum has extended its reach beyond its Maxwell Christchurch base for the holiday season, with the exhibition ongoing at Norman Center, the city. Of the 2 directors of the Caribbean Wax Museum, Art Edwards recently talked about the temporary move of the museum, which has captured a number of well-known Barbadian and Caribbean people from the present and past in wax. The figures include former prime ministers, entertainers, and many more. Mr. Edwards talked to the Business Report about the temporary relocation to Norman Center.
Our move to Broad Street was an attempt to become more exposed to Barbadian and street traffic from the ships. And we've only been here for a week and a couple of days. And the interest has been there. We need to get the paying interest, and what you guys are doing from CBC and the media are helping us to get that exposure. We're only going to be here temporarily, and we are indeed hoping that we get a good response from Barbadians. We are in the business of honoring Barbadians and West Indian people. We think we're doing it the correct way by showing them in a way that will be here forever, in perpetuity.
And Mr. Edwards says it's a fitting way to honor great Barbadians and Caribbean people.
If we continue to name streets and buildings after people, invariably those images, those streets, those locations become the name, and the person's identity and personality is lost. We think the best way to do this is through this type of depiction, or busts on the road or busts in public places, as we have been trying to do for 20 years, and we will continue to do this until that message is properly received. We like what we do, and we appreciate the fact that Barbadians, and there are many who have appreciated what we have done. We have a number of local icons here, a number of regional icons here, and they too appreciate what we have done and what it is that we are trying to do.
Barbadians are being encouraged to embrace the move to raise productivity on the island and understand their individual responsibility to play their part. This message comes from Chairman of the Productivity Council, Dr. Akenta Love Corbin. Speaking at the agency's Acknowledgement Forum, he stressed that the emphasis on productivity calls for everyone to get involved.
This is not about politicians. This is not about the BLP or DLP or whatever parties. Barbados' success is not contingent upon politicians alone. The success of Barbados is each and every Barbadian realizing we elect people to go into the House of Parliament who become ministers, but we are the persons who also have to play a significant role in ensuring that our country's future is protected.
And 2017 has been designated the year of productivity. The Council's Executive Director, John Pilgrim, says their goal has been and will continue to be elevating productivity in its most practical sense.
To a level where it becomes so ingrained in the average man's psyche that thinking productivity or thinking productively becomes commonplace or almost like a DNA component in your system. Now, having said this, we recognize only too well the shift that needs to take place in our national consciousness if this vision is to be obtained or realized. We understand that we will not achieve any of this by accident, but it requires a deliberate approach and a concerted effort on all of our parts, on the part of all of us.
Well, here now is a look at how stocks traded on selected exchanges across the region. Up first is Jamaica, where the Jamaica Stock Exchange was the volume leader with 15,007,575 units. They were followed by Mayberry Investments Limited and Jamaica Broilers Group. In Trinidad, Grace Kennedy Limited was the volume leader with 50,515 shares changing hands for a value of $151,545, and they were followed by Republic Financial Holdings Limited and First Citizens Bank Limited. And in Barbados, there was no trading activity today on the regular market.